Hey, Valerie.
Hi, John. How
What's
you
up?
doing?
I'm great. How about you?
I'm pretty good, thanks.
What's up?
My question was, I recently lost somebody, and I'm coming into a substantial inheritance. I don't know yet, but I'm just really nervous about putting my any of that money in a joint account. My husband had an affair 3 years ago, and it still haunts me. Of course, I don't know how to explain it, but it just when he mentioned it, opening a separate account, it just really made me question doing that
How long you been married?
and talking to him. Now 32 years.
How many affairs did your husband have over this time?
Only the one that I really, of course, am aware of,
That you
but
know
I
about, yeah.
really don't think he had. I don't really think he had another one.
Okay. So, over 32 years, over a quarter century with somebody, did y'all raise kids together?
Yes.
Okay. You raised kids together. You probably buried loved ones together. You went through illnesses together. You went to hospital check-ins. You went to surgeries and picked each other up. You've done life.
Yes. Yes.
And an affair is an incredible betrayal. And
Yeah.
y'all have done more than a quarter century of life together.
Yes.
And it tells me there's something else here besides that affair. Because you chose to stay with him. Did y'all go through counseling and all that, and y'all made a choice to stay together?
Yes, we did.
Okay.
And my husband, he admitted the affair before I didn't discover it. He admitted it
Okay.
to me. I guess he couldn't handle the guilt.
Or he wanted to
whatever it
come
was.
clean. Or he wanted to do the right thing after messing up.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you have a institutionalized lack of trust that transcends one indiscretion. Why don't you trust this man?
I think it was when this happened, I felt like I had such complete trust in him. I would never question anything about finances. I trusted his judgment. We made decisions together, and I never felt any hesitation on anything, and especially our finances. And it's just like I'm getting back that trust on finances, but this thing just kind of hit me like, should I just not do this, put it in a separate account and deal with it, and then decide what, I don't know. I don't know why I don't.
Valerie, it sounds like what I hear often, almost every time actually, especially in a situation like you've described, is infidelity after 25, 26, 27 years with the same person is devastating. You lose trust in that person. It rocks the foundation of your home. But in the aftermath, you discover an even more insidious, more terrifying problem. And that's you no longer trust Valerie. Because if you miss this thing, then God help you. What else did you miss? If I put everything into this man and this world we built and I was so off, I could be off about everything. And I hear from cheated on person after cheated on person that the ground they walk on, it's like it fell out from underneath them. It's like that Indiana Jones scene in part 3 when he's walking on that invisible sidewalk and it's just got to take a next step because I don't trust anything anymore.
Yeah, that's exactly how it was.
So here's what I can guarantee. If you and your husband have been working to reestablish trust for 3 years now, 4 years now,
hmm
and you look at him and say, I don't trust you with something big that's happening in our life.
Uh-huh.
That's a big statement on the status and state of your marriage. I'm not saying it's the wrong move. I'm saying it's a big moratorium on the state of your marriage.
Yeah, I'm afraid that if I tell him I'm not wanting to put it together in a joint account, that he'll start doubting himself too, that he's done enough too.
He should. He should
And
doubt
I
the state of
don't
your
want to
marriage.
do that. Yeah. Yeah.
How much money are we talking?
I'm not 100% sure yet. Things have not been completely settled, but it's probably anywhere from $500,000 or more.
How much?
It's probably $500,000 to possibly even $1 million.
Okay. And what in your dream, what do you do with this money?
I pay off our mortgage, and
How much is that?
It's about $260,000.
Okay, wonderful. So we have, let's say on the low, we have $250,000 left. What are we going to do with that money?
Probably help my daughter pay off her loans, student loans, and some of it will go towards my son who's still in college.
How much is your daughter's student loans?
Somewhere in the 20,000 range. I don't have the exact number.
Okay, so we have $200,000 left. And let's say your son's in school, so that's going to be down to $150,000 left when it's all said and done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Possibly. Yeah, I will be. I've committed to support him.
Okay. So let's say let's pretend that's $50,000. You're going to go ahead and pay for his college.
Yes.
And so that leaves you about $150,000 left. That should go into some sort of retirement account for you guys. Maybe I'll get a car or something.
Mm-hmm.
But here's what I'm saying. I'm saying there's a third way.
Okay.
There is taking $500,000, $750,000, and putting it in your checking account, which would be the stupidest thing you could do.
Uh-huh.
Not just because it's a joint checking account and he cheated on you one time, but because that's a way to look up and that money's just going to be like pouring water through a screen door. It's just going to be gone.
Yeah.
Or you could tell him, I don't trust you yet. I'm putting $800,000 or $500,000 or whatever the number is in my own checking account, high yield savings account. I'm just going to leave it alone and you can't touch it. Don't talk to me about it. Unless you're ready to sit down and have the conversation about should we stay married, because that's the declaration you're making. After 4 years, I'm never going to trust you again. This is going to be a partially trust marriage for the rest of our time together.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And if I'm him, I'm going to say, like you called out, okay, there's nothing I can do to regain her trust. I need to decide how I want to spend the rest of my life. Because I messed up. She said we're back together. She didn't really mean that. The third option is you get $500,000 or $600,000 and you sit down and you say, so-and-so passed away. The way we can honor this person and the way I am going to feel the safest with this money is the following. I want to pay the house off. I don't want to have zero liabilities going into our 60s and 70s.
Mm-hmm.
I want to pay off our daughter's college, and I want to help our son like I committed through college. That leaves us with $150,000, maybe $300,000, whatever's left. You need a new car. I need a new car. That's cool. We can spend some money and have some fun. And then the rest of this, I want to go to retirement. Are you okay with that plan? And then the trust conversation becomes how do we allocate this money? It doesn't become it's just sitting in an account somewhere saying, I dare you to touch it.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. What bothers me the most for myself is I thought a lot of this healing had been done, and then this comes up and I'm having these thoughts and I'm like, I don't know what to do with it.
Hey, Valerie, your thoughts are right. You're not crazy and you're not a bad wife. I'll even say I don't think you're an untrustworthy person. I think this is the next big obstacle after your husband blew your whole world apart. Like, say you were a weightlifter and you were lifting really heavy weight and you tore your pectoral muscle. It just rolled up on you. And this is 3 years later and you're in your first competition and they put real heavy weight back on that bar. You would be bonkers not to be nervous.
Yeah, that's a good analogy for sure.
But you have you have a decision to make. You're going to quit the competition and walk out the door and go home, or you're going to try to lift that weight.
I think I like the third option the best. It seems like it makes more sense.
Well, I think trusting him with a plan instead of trusting him with $700,000 is a way to ease into this. So before before there's a check that's sent to you guys, I want you and your husband to go out and I want you to tell them about your fears. Honey, this is a first big thing after the affair. And my body is reacting as though all this is coming back up. It's not your fault. That's my body trying to take care of me. And I want to do the next right thing. And so it would make me feel safe and comfortable if we begin to talk through right now before we're holding a check. What are we going to do with this money? I've made a map, and I want you to see what you think about the map I've made. And if he says something like, well, actually, I want to put it all in Bitcoin because I feel, then you know, then he's thinking with his ego, not with safety. Or if he says something like, I really don't need another car. I think our cars are great. They're fine right now. Let's put this money in retirement. Or I don't think little Timmy needs to have all of his college paid for. I think 2 semesters is great. Like, y'all can negotiate those things on the edges. That's how you reestablish trust. You're practicing trust.
Yeah.
But do you see how to do this in a lower stakes environment than, do I look at him and say, I don't trust you at all? Or I just go all in blindly and ignore my own body?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
I think I could deal with that. I just was so confused on how to talk to him about it because I didn't want to hurt him.
I want you to use the word I, not you.
Okay.
I am feeling this way. My body's trying to protect me. This is the first big obstacle since the thing.
Yeah.
And my guts are all knotted up. That's different than, well, you cheated, so now I'm still feeling like, now he's like, well, what do I got to do? You said you said we're back in this thing together 4 years ago, right? All you're doing is relaying to him, my body is trying to override everything and protect me. And by the way, Valerie, I want you to spend some time by yourself and ask yourself, is your body trying to get your attention because it's right? Is he trustworthy with money? Is he going to take your plan and wad it up and throw it away and just try to steamroll you and take this money and buy 5 rent houses with 2% down and do something stupid and leverage you guys out and make y'all really you know more than any of us do. You have to decide, what if my body's telling me the truth? But if your body is just, and that's the old CBT, like, I'm going to look at these thoughts and these feelings and I'm going to ask myself, is this true? Is it true? Maybe I'm going to ask a close girlfriend, ask her and say, okay, I'm going to run some stuff by you. Tell me if I'm crazy, right? And she may look at you and go, no, hon, That was 4 years ago. He's a changed man. I see it. I see it on you. Your body's just trying to protect you. It's running old scripts, and you can go, okay, phew, all right. Or maybe she's like, honey, I've been wanting to tell you. Yeah, things look pretty dicey again. But let's negotiate the plan. Let's don't negotiate the money sitting in the account. That's pretty tough. And then when that 800 or 500 or 600, however much money lands in the account, we have a plan. We're going to do it that day. Boom, mortgage paid off. Boom, daughter gets a check. Boom, kids' college is paid for. Done. Boom, the rest of this goes to our SmartVestor Pro as somebody who's going to help us with our money, and we're going to invest the rest of this money in our retirement account, and we're out. And then we're going to go on a really fancy dinner, maybe go buy a couple of new cars because we just got a whole bunch of money. Like, that's amazing. But you're not crazy and you're not broken. There's not something wrong with you. I want you to listen to your feelings. Feelings aren't designed to tell us the truth. I want you to listen to those feelings, challenge them, challenge the stories. Is this telling me the truth? And then go do the next right thing. Thank you so much for the call, Valerie. I'm really, really grateful.